Hello everyone, we're back with more Darkfall 1, the journal. So we're in a new room here. Gonna explore this, see what we can find. Okay, A History of Alchemy by Frederick Frederick Zeus. Okay, History of Alchemy. Alchemical manuscripts and books have always been illustrated with symbolic figures. There are, of course, simple signs used to notate various alchemical substances and processes by the symbolism used in alchemy, but the symbolism used in alchemy went much further than the mere use of special signs. It is important to realize that there is no fixed, rigid alchemical language of symbolism, and it is not possible to draw up a comprehensive dictionary meaning for each symbol, which will describe its use in every alchemical text. Different alchemists used the same symbol in different ways, and even within the same work, an individual symbol can have many meanings. Although there are core meanings to some symbols, their significance must be read from the symbolic context in which they appear. In some cases, the actual symbol can have various functions, depending on which material or chemical is involved to represent its form. The combination of these materials creating varied and hugely differing results. Symbola L. Fortuna in 1878 posed the question, mysticism or physics? If newer theories concerning modern science and its parallels to the work of the ancient alchemist is to be considered, we must ask ourselves this one simple question. It is my belief that modern science did not replace alchemy. It simply evolved out of it, disregarding texts and practices thought to be flights of fancy. Right. It is now commonly known that metals, organic matter, and liquids have unique clandestine signatures which can only be accessed and used by those that are fully adept at such practices. It is believed by many that some trials and ancient combinations, which were thought long since forgotten, are being resurrected. As recently as 1912, a self-proclaimed alchemist published documents which illustrated how he has successfully created a seer chalice, or pool of sight. The supposed ritual involved manipulating the reflection qualities of water to not only magnify the present, but to reflect the past and future. That's it. Okay. Interesting stuff. Pagan Power and Earth Forces by, Celia L. Fortuna, published by Bloomsbury Bygones. Water, one of the four basic elements. Its properties are fluid and mutable cast reflections of the past, present, and future. Its mystical powers could be reflected and therefore could be magnified. By its nature, it could bring about a full awareness of self through inner reflection. A powerful symbol of rebirth. Chalk. A lesser element, though its powerful earth nature could create boundaries which could be used to keep evil influences at bay. Its association with the goddess in her guise as the Virgin links the element with purity in its most powerful form. Which is why when they do like rituals, and you draw a circle around you, that's your protection boundary, is to stay within that circle, and you do it with chalk. So bronze, one of the first alloys to be worked by alchemists. This amalgam of earth elements could be used to bind strength and used for powerful enchantments. Wood, another powerful symbol of rebirth. It symbolizes the duality of nature, which could be both hard and soft at the same time. Its use in sympathetic healing could also be turned to more malicious uses. Sandstone, another highly mutable element which contains elements of durability and softness at the same time. It is a powerful catalyst which could come together with a variety of diverse elements to enhance and magnify any desired effect. Mercury, known as quicksilver, is possibly the oldest and most often used element. Its heaviness was often used when water couldn't be. Okay, this is important stuff. I need to notate these things mentioned here. Okay, so we got water. We got chalk. Bronze. Wood. Sandstone. And mercury. So we need to find these 6 elements basically throughout the game, course of the game, I believe. And if you remember that picture, that half-torn picture we found in the bathroom in that box, it showed sandstone and wood in that picture. Places to put those items. So yeah, we'll be looking for these. Yeah. Okay, more hangers. Nothing else. The Dorset Photographic Guild is pleased to present G. Crabtree with the annual award for photographic excellence in the field of capturing nature. Okay. Very nice. Okay. I could lose my mind reading these words over and over. I should be happy that I now have all 12. Lyrical, name, and symbol. Perhaps I never thought that I would get this far, and I would have fallen to the darkness within or the darkness waiting outside the door. I must get the order right, or I will join those in that hellish chasm. They still scream out at me through useless mouths. Those of the past, the present and future. This time tomorrow it will all be over, one way or the other. I have prepared a letter in case of failure. Edith should find it. They know so little of the torment in my mind while they sing, dance, and drink in the bar. Oh God, Arthur, please aid me in this act. Okay. Somebody that's aware of what's going on and is trying to get out of here or stop it. A warning to the curious. M.R. James. The British Museum, Museum Street, Bloomsbury, London. Dear Mr. Crabtree, thank you for your letter. I forwarded the photographic image you sent to me. You sent to the department that specializes in inscription, and ancient texts. They have sent me the most interesting information, although they were unable to place the symbol within any known language. It is quite clearly, to a comparative degree, similar to the cave paintings recently discovered on the remote Scottish island of Trockmore. The cave walls are decorated with geometric patterns, often incorporating circles and symmetrical flourishes. We are able to suggest some possible meanings or interpretations of the symbol. The circular enclosed center suggests some form of entrapment or closure. The arms would be the energy enforcing the trap. The fact that there are 4 of them also suggests some homage to nature, either the 4 winds, 4 earth stones, etc., etc. This is all in keeping with the Celtic traditions of the time. Dating the cave is a near impossible task, and a tentative approximation would place its last usage around the 3rd century BC. This, you understand, places your symbol's origins in a most interesting time of British history. Please write again with information of where you took the photograph. Perhaps a dig could be arranged. Robert Hutchinson. Let me take a screenshot of this as well, because that was some actually useful information. So Mr. Crabtree is the owner of this hotel. I'm going to take a sip of drink. Is what I'm surmising, because his name is coming up and everything over and over. Charles Dickens, Great Expectations. I have not read the book. I have seen the movie with Ethan Hawke and Gwyneth Paltrow, I think. That's my only exposure to Great Expectations. I cannot read it. What does that say? Ancient Times. A history of the early world. Okay. And then we got a dragon over here. Won't let me read it. We're not interested, apparently. Okay, here we go. Ah, okay, so it is important. So this was 5. I recognize him, but I don't recognize his name. We saw her, but I didn't see a number associated with her. We'll come back. Save. Lots of puzzle boxes in this game. We will come back. Ah, here's what I was seeing. Okay. Let's see if I move these and leave. No, they stay. Okay. I can do half of this, I think, based on that picture I found. So it was a photograph and it was showing this bowl, and it doesn't lock into place once you've done the right thing. But sandstone is supposed to be up here, and wood is supposed to be over here. I don't know which one's which. Guess it doesn't matter yet. We don't have everything we need. So we'll just leave it. But that's it. This is the area for that. There's probably a key in this box. If I get here again. This box probably contains something important to, like chalk might be in there, mercury or something. So we just got to figure out the numbers associated with these other people. And that would be the code. Pretty self-explanatory on that one. Alright, let's head out. And I think we were going this way. Okay, there's our dude down at the end. An unmarked door.
Fife Ness, west by north 3, 19 miles, 1027, rising slowly. Bridlington, east-northeast 1, 11 miles, 1027, rising slowly. Sandetti Light Vessel Automatic, northeast 5, 11 miles, 1027, rising slowly. Greenwich Light Vessel Automatic, north 3.
I hope none of that's important. That's a lot of numbers. Trying to not focus on music.
5.
We can. Can't turn it off, sadly. Less music. Less I'll have to edit out if it's copyrighted. We're gonna have to listen to that while we're reading this. The Dorchester Messenger published weekly police search for missing child. Police have requested help from the public to aid in the search for a child who went missing. Last Thursday, the 19th of April, Timothy Pike was last seen playing around the entrance to the east tunnel outside of Dowerton Station. It is not known whether he entered the tunnel, but appears to have gained entrance on previous occasions. Station Master Christopher Hinton has searched both the west and east tunnels, but to no avail. Local police have now stepped up the search to include land around the station and farmland belonging to the Crabtree family. The Pike family, originally from London, have offered a small reward for any information leading to the finding of Timothy. His mother, June, said, "He is only 11 years old. He may be trapped or lost somewhere. So please look in your outhouses, barns, sheds. He must be somewhere." Floods expected. The Weather Office, WDO in Dorchester, has warned that the worst of the rain may not be over. Farmers are preparing themselves for another hazardous weekend and have asked for support from the government in the form of military assistance. The storms are expected to last well into the next month, disrupting the lambing season. Advice is available from your local post office or police station. Okay. Step out here for a moment. Just looking something up. Lambing season is the time of year when sheep give birth to their offspring, usually during the spring months. Okay. Lambing. Okay, anything else in here? Ghosts, Myths, and Legends of the Southwest by Christine Smith. This curious tale has been part of local folklore for several hundred years. It tells the story of a local yeoman farmer's son born at Birchden Farm, close to the large village of Dowerton, around 1625. Brought up a devout Protestant, he espoused Cromwell's parliamentary cause and joined the Model Army. Full of righteous fervor, he fought bravely in several battles at the start of the Civil War. Young Tom Oliver had become disillusioned, as had many young men, with Cromwell's cause. By 1647, even Cromwell himself had lost sight of his grand plan and was vacillating dangerously while his troops watched helplessly on, cold, tired, and feeling the efforts of their long campaign. They waited in vain for food and pay. Tom Oliver and close friend Will Thomas seemed to have talked themselves into deserting Cromwell's troops and had planned to return to their home. They fled across the sodden countryside, resting and hiding in ditches and hedgerows when they could. Cromwell had already posted several troops to deal with deserters from his rapidly diminishing army. Almost starving, Tom Oliver and his comrade in arms, Will, were unlucky enough to be ambushed just outside Dowerton. Harried through the day, pursued across the landscape they knew so intimately, they had no time to rest or draw breath. Missing R in that word. Tom was wounded in the leg by a parting shot. In the dead of that fateful night, Tom and Will were able to sneak into the cellars of the inn at Dowerton. Exhausted and bleeding, the stench of sour ale sent his already battered senses reeling. Will Thomas, fearing that his friend was about to expire, and also too wary to flee further, made the decision to give his friend up to the pursuing troop and save himself in the process. Leaving Tom bleeding, Will promised to return with help forthwith. On his return with the pursuing troops, they found no trace of Tom Oliver, only a pool of his congealing blood. He was never seen or heard of again. 2 centuries later, local what? Local landowner Gabriel Crabtree decided that the site of the old inn, long since abandoned, was long overdue for development. He had plans to rebuild the inn to cater for the increase in passing travelers en route to London from the southwest by rail. The foundations of the old inn were found to be strong and sound and did not need excavation or replacement. Local workmen were hired and the work began without delay. Some weeks into the build, stories began to get back to Great Gabriel. The workmen swore that they heard a pain-filled voice calling out in the night. When closely questioned later, they all reported that the voice had seemed to be calling out for someone. But who it was, they could not tell, as the voice was lost on the spring air. A number of Dorset people had been frightened by the phantom Bronze Age horseman of Bottlebush Down, who rides past the ancient barrow on the site. Those that have seen the ghost include an archaeologist who came upon a spectral horseman about half a century ago. A cloaked figure riding without stirrups. Since stirrups were unknown until the 4th century AD, the ghost belongs to a very early period of history. Some regard its costume as that of a warrior chieftain of 1600 BC. The prehistoric stone memorials of Dorset are an eternal reminder of its ancient past. The imagination is stirred by the grey mare and her colts on the Black Down, north of Portersham, and also by the mysterious Hell Stone, which relates to the northern European Hela, the monster appointed by Odin to preside over the realms of the dead. Similar guardian spirits protected the ancient earthworks that can be found across the southwest. Okay, I think that's it. Okay. The English Civil War in Dorset. Edward Johnston, I think. Okay. Can't look at the book under it. I think it's like 2 naked guys fighting each other. It's the lambing in full effect, right? Okay. Where are we now? Right. Okay, to the right. Okay. Oh, happy day. Memories of Scrunthorpe. Okay, there's that piano. Don't know if this is related. Don't remember. Got some paranormal activity. Well, electromagnetic activity. Electromagnetic. Okay. Swallows and something. Amazons. I don't know. It looked important, but dude does not want to take it. Not sure why we can't look at those, but we can't, apparently. Good old Dow Ale and on Hastings Pier. Sorry about the clicking, not much I can do about it. We're just gonna have to live with it. Okay. Dearest Thompson, I'm dead nervous. I've done none of these music nights before, but I do not recall being so scatty. Recall me being so scatty. I am a bundle of nerves. I think it's that horrible song that I've been practicing, though I still hate it. It's dead common. Hope you will be alright in that empty room. I've left you a pack of cards and some beer. Musical memories should end about midnight. Then I will be straight up to get that cuddle you promised me. My mom, ma'am, seems a bit melancholy tonight. She's listening to that blasted song on her gramophone over and over again, and at least she hasn't got it as loud as it was. In fact, I can hardly hear it. She must have the volume down very low. Thank goodness. I nearly forgot to say I will get a short break during the interlude, so I might be able to leave the bar for a time. I can come to see you. In case anyone sees me, my ma'am would have heart failure if she knew that you were staying here. So if you need anything, leave me a note in the storeroom. I'll find it. Whatever you do, do not open that door unless it's me. That fly woman that's staying here is a right nosy cow. She might go poking around while we are all in the bar. Try and have a good time, and I'll be up as soon as I can. Love, Betty. P.S. Where did you tell your dad you were going? He might be in the bar tonight. Most of the village will be. Okay. Shut up. Stop. Okay. That's only visible when you turn this on. If we don't have enough clicking. Okay, I guess I can't mess with this. Oh. There we go. Don't get the breeze up. Something up. Mother Brown. 2. Joe Brown. What? needs practice. So those are probably the notes we need to play on the piano. And I'm not great at reading music, so that's going to be fun. And I didn't take it naturally. So I gotta screenshot it. Okay. Okay. Got it. So I guess that's why these are not important, because that's not what we needed. Not sure what was up with this. Alright, let's get on up out of here. Alright guys, we will stop this video here. I thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next part.